Hello students, today I'm here with a new topic for class 10th. Very important topic. It deals with electricity. Most of you have been asking me for your doubts from this chapter. I hope this video is going to help you all a lot. Now when we talk about electricity, what is electricity? Electricity is a form of electrical energy which may be related to the electrical current. Now, what is this electric current? And why electric word has been mentioned here? It's related to electric current means where the electron flow is under consideration. When we talk about current, it could be the water current also. But when we talk about electric current, it means we are talking of electricity where the electrons are in motion. Now, what are these electrons? And what constitutes this electric current? This electric current is associated with a very important property which is called as a charge. So what is charge? What are charges? And how do we define them? What is a charge? First of all, what is a charge? Charge क्या है? So charge is the intrinsic property of any object due to which it shows electrical and magnetic phenomena. जैसे सपोज करो हम लोग कोई काम नहीं कर सकते कब जब हमारे अंदर बिल्कुल एनर्जी नहीं है वी आर नॉट चार्ज्ड बट इफ़ यू हैव योर फूड इफ़ यू हैव एनर्जी इन योर सेल्फ यू फील एनर्जेटिक it means you are charged to do work now. Same way, this any object or any substance, when it gets charged, it is capable of doing some work. And because of that charge, it shows electrical and magnetic phenomena. Now, talking about charges, charges can be positive or negative. As you have studied in your lower classes, that all the material, all the objects are made up of atoms. And these atoms have their subatomic particles. These subatomic particles are protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons, neutrons and electrons, of which protons, they are taken as to have positive charge. Neutrons are neutral in nature, so no charge on them. And electrons, they have negative charge on them. They carry negative charge. Now, what is the meaning of this charge actually? This is a part which you have studied already in your previous classes. Here I'll move forward with a little more explanation of their properties. Like when it comes to protons are massive subatomic particles which cannot move easily. But electrons, they are light particles. So these are the light subatomic particles which can easily get drifted. Now what makes them drift is किस वजह से मूव हो पाते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एक प्रोटॉन और एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इफ आई कंपेयर इट नो सो मास ऑफ अ प्रोटॉन इज इक्वल्स टू अराउंड 1837 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का मास अंडरस्टूड सो mass of a proton is equal to 1837 times the mass of electron. This is a massive subatomic particle. So this positively charged subatomic particle is very difficult to move. Or otherwise also we know when we talk about the structure of atom, if this is the atom part, inside the nucleus protons and neutrons are present and electrons are around the nucleus revolving in shells. So these electrons, they can be easily removed and they can participate in the reactions. Clear? So that's why electrons, either when gained or lost, loss or gain of electron leads to charges. If electron is lost, if the electrons are lost, it means the negative charge is lost. If the negative charge is lost, the atom will get a positive charge on it and it will form ion. That positively charged ion will be called as cation. And in case if this electron is gained, अगर किसी atom ने electron gain किया to become stable, then it will form negatively charged ion and that will be called as anion. So we have cations and anions formed, right? These are related to the bonding processes. Here we'll confine ourselves to the charge which is forming the current, which is flowing. So the charge which flows is because of the lighter particles, that is electrons. So flow of electrons constitute the flow of the charge, means flow of electrons. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का फ्लो इज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, या हम ये बोल रहे हैं चार्ज फ्लो कर रहा है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली वी हैव टू कंसीडर दैट इट इज द इलेक्ट्रॉन विच इज flowing. Now, if some solid is allowing the electrons to flow through it, means if it is allowing the current to flow through it, we call it as conductor, good conductor. And in case if the solid is not allowing the charge to flow through it, then it is called as insulator. सॉलिड अगर है तो सॉलिड की क्लासिफिकेशन हम कंडक्टर्स और इंसुलेटर्स की तरह करते हैं. अगर कोई लिक्विड है विच इज़ अलाउइंग द करंट टू फ्लो और नॉट, then we call it as electrolyte or non-electrolyte. Electrolytes are those liquids which will dissociate into their constituent ions on passing electric current through them. And those electrolytes means those electrolytes will be like compared to conductors part for liquid. And those liquids which do not dissociate into their ions, because ions are the ones which are to carry the charge, which are to carry the current, तो उन liquids को हम बोलेंगे non electrolytes. Now coming back to the thing that in any atom we know it is neutral in nature. Why is it neutral? Because it has number of protons equal to the number of electrons, means total positive charge and the total negative charge is equal, so they cancel out each other's effect, and as a whole the atom remains neutral only. But what if it gets a charge and this charge is to flow? तो ये भी obvious हो गया, because electrons they were present outside the nucleus, so they are the ones that can get moved easily. So if we are rubbing an object, during rubbing the electrons will get transferred. Electrons will get transferred from one part to another, from one substance to the other, which will make that substance charged. So rubbing can get an object in the charged state. Another part we have studied is by conduction the charge can flow, and the third one is by induction. When the charged object is getting a charge by conduction, it gets the same charge. It gets the same charge as the charged body. Whereas in case of induction, the charge gained by the other body, suppose we have a balloon and this balloon is placed near another balloon. Why I have said near? Because it's not in direct touch. Let's say this was rubbed and it had a positive charge on it. When it is kept near the other one, which is uncharged balloon, this uncharged balloon will develop opposite charge, because opposite charges attract each other. So the second balloon will develop a negative charge towards this side, means although it had all positive or negative दोनों थे इसके अंदर, but इसके negative charges इस side पर closer to this positively charged part, they will get accumulated. Let's study about the properties of electric charges. So the first thing is that charges, they are of two types, positive and negative charges, of which the unlike charges, means one positive and one negative charge if taken, unlike charges will attract each other, and like charges they repel each other. Next thing comes charge. How does it exist? So it exists in its quantized form. मतलब जैसे हम लेते हैं ना नंबर वैल्यूज में कि इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल्स, सेम वे द टोटल चार्ज ऑन एनी सब्सटेंस और मटेरियल will be defined as the number of times charge on an electron. So if the electron charge is 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19 coulombs, the total charge will depend upon how many free electrons are there. So total charge is equals to n into E, where n refers to the number of electrons and E refers to the charge on one electron, which is 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19 coulomb. Coulomb is the SI unit of charge. There are smaller units of charge also. Smaller units of charge include millicoulomb and microcoulomb. So when we talk about millicoulomb, it can be converted to coulombs by multiplying the given value, whatever is given in millicoulombs, multiplied by 10 to power minus 3 will convert it into coulombs. Same way, another unit, still smaller unit, is microcoulomb, which can be converted into coulombs by multiplying it by 10 to power minus 6. Now for an example, let's take up how many electrons will constitute 1 coulomb of charge. So what constitutes 1 coulomb of charge? कितने electrons मिलकर 1 coulomb charge बनाएंगे? So for that we have Q equals to N into E as the formula. Total charge is number of electrons into charge on each electron. So we want 1 coulomb of charge. So 1 coulomb equals to N into E value to be substituted, 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19. And that's how we get it equal to 1 by 1.6. Removing the decimal, it makes it 10. 10 by 16. And then this 10 to power minus 19 goes in the numerator part. This was already power 1. This goes in the numerator with 10 to power 19. And we get it equal to 6.25 into 10 to power 18.